Hi everybody, this is Sherry, and yes, I'm doing a face-to-face, which makes me very nervous. I do it like once a year, and I did it already this year, and Sybil has called me out. So now to work in Sybil's challenge, I have to do another face-to-face, which puts me over my quota for the year. But I'll tough it out. It makes me, like, my face is all red, so like my blood pressure's up, so that should make you feel bad, Sybil. You're making my blood pressure go up. Alright. She wants us to tell a few things about ourselves. The first 5 things we're supposed to tell are supposed to be non-crafty things. It's supposed to be 5 things you love, like, or that make you happy, and the reason why. Well, one of the things that I love is my oldest daughter, Danae. She has what I consider to be the most beautiful voice I've ever heard. And she'll be sitting in her room and she'll be singing. And she doesn't like for people to hear her. So I'll sit real quiet in here, so that in my craft space, so that I can hear her and listen to her and not make her feel nervous. And then there's times that when, you know, I'm in a lot of pain because of my brain tumor or my spinal cord injury, that, you know, I'll ask her to sing for me because it relaxes me, it makes me feel good. And she'll do that for me. And I'm very blessed to have what I consider an angel, the voice of an angel, to live in my house. That makes me really happy. And I listened to Sybil's video yesterday, and she made me cry because she talked about somebody who loved her unconditionally and never made her feel like she wasn't good enough. And I had someone like that in my life, and it was my dad. He was my best friend, and from the time I was 10 years old, I went hunting, I went fishing, I did everything with him. And you know, I would, our church didn't have service on Sunday night, so I would call during church time so that I could talk just with Dad, because I knew if Mom was there, you know, she'd get on the phone and I wouldn't get to talk with Dad as much. And I talked to Mom during the day because Daddy was at work. So that was my special time with my dad. And my dad quit going to church when I was young. I was just maybe 6 or 8 years old. And he sang the song, "Why Me, Lord?" at church. It was the last song he ever sang in church. And when I was little, every once in a while he would sing it for me because I just loved hearing him sing it. And God promised me that I would sing that song with my dad again before he passed away. And I thought that that meant, you know, my dad would come back to church and that we would sing that song together in church. I don't have a beautiful voice like my daughter or my dad or half of my family. Most of my family on my mother's side sing beautifully. I sound kind of like a dying cow. But I wanted to sing that song with my dad so bad. And one day I woke up and walked into the dining room, and on my dining room table was a CD, and on that CD was the song "Why Me, Lord?" And I have no idea where the CD came from. I have no idea where it went to afterwards. And so I called my dad and I said, "You're not going to believe what I found." I said, "I found your song, Dad." I said, "Will you sing it with me?" And he said, "I don't sing much anymore, sis." And I said, "Well," I said, "I'll tell you what." I said, I'll start. And I said, and if you want to join in, you can. And so I started singing the song, and just a few words in, I could hear him start singing with me. And we sang the song together. And I told him I loved him and that I'd talk to him later, and I hung up the phone. Well, the next day, the worst day of my life, I got a phone call that my dad had passed away. But God had kept his promise. He didn't keep it the way I thought he was going to, but he still kept his promise. I got to sing that song with my dad, which made me so happy. Because no matter what I did, or how many times I messed up, or the goofy stuff I got into as a young person, my dad never made me feel like I wasn't good enough. And that even if I messed up, somehow he was going to find a way to help me make it right. So, my dad is the second thing that I love. The third thing would be my family. I've been married for 26 years. When Royce and I met, he was in the Navy. And now he's a children's pastor at our church. We have 4 amazing kids. Zachary is 24 and he's married, and to the most wonderful daughter-in-law I could ever ask for. And then I have Danae, who's 22, and she's studying to get her degree in art therapy. And then we adopted Jesse and Mariah. So Jesse is 9 months younger than Danae. He loves it that for 3 months they're the same age. So, excuse me, 6 months. He's 6 months younger than Danae, and for 3 months they're the same age. And so Jesse is 21 and Mariah is 14. I never dreamed I'd have kids 10 years apart, but I do, and can't imagine my life without Mariah and Jesse. They're both in the ESE class at the high school because they both have Down syndrome, and they are both 2 of the biggest gifts I've ever been given, the most amazing gifts I've ever been given. And but my family is definitely something that makes me happy. And then I don't think I would say my lousy health makes me happy. It doesn't. You know, it's no fun living in chronic pain, and a lot of you crafters and YouTubers seem to know that and seem to, I don't know if that's what draws us to this community, is that a way of escaping our pain. But I know that a lot of people on YouTube are either disabled or ill or suffer from chronic illnesses in some way. And but what I love to do, and have just recently started about 7-8 months ago, I guess, was collaring with Copic markers. And oh my golly, I love it. I absolutely love it. When my head is hurting, I can sit down, and I still have to have the light on, so if it's a bad headache, I can't do it too much because I have to have so much light to see. But I can sit and collar, and it relaxes me, and I can feel my muscles loosen, and my head start to give a little and not be in so much pain, whether it's in my spine or in my, with my brain tumor or whatever. So something that makes me happy, even though I know it's not kind of supposed to be crafty related, but even though, so I don't know how to put that as like poor health is not a good thing to be happy about, but I have, God has blessed me with something that makes me happy. I'm not perfect at it, and I got a long way to go to get there, but it's something that I'm able to do that relieves some of the pain that I'm in. And then the fifth thing that I've come to love is YouTube and this awesome community that we have here. You know, I've seen people reach out to others who, you know, lost family. You know, this past year, I've seen people reach out to people they didn't even know to send cards to make kids' wishes come true. I mean, how could you not love this YouTube community? And I know there are some people that, you know, want to pee in your cup every day. You know, that probably wasn't nice to say. But want to pee on your jelly beans, or however you say that saying goes, I can't remember. But, you know, 99% of us here are just, you know, just amazing people. You all are wonderful. You know, you've reached out to my kids. You know, some of you have taken your time and traveled to meet me when I was in Plant City. That meant a lot to me. And those ladies will forever have a special place in my heart. And I like that too, that some of you all who, you know, when you travel or whatever, you make plans to meet with each other. And I love that. I mean, I don't know. I told my friend that I was meeting some ladies from YouTube, and she's like, oh my golly. You know, I'm like, my golly, they're not stalkers, they're crafters. And everybody thought I was like nuts or something. But, you know, you see these people, you bring them into your home every day. My computer's right there. I bring you into my home every day. And I feel like I have gotten to know some of you so well that you feel like friends and family. And the next thing that she wanted us to tell was our favorite YouTube channel. Well, I have a lot of channels that I love to watch. If I want to watch haul videos, my golly, I go to Enchanted Steph. That girl buys more than anybody I know. And if I want to laugh and know that you just never know what's going to come out of her mouth, I go to Capamia, who is Carla. And I absolutely love her boyfriend Jake. He is an absolute hunk of a doll. He is just, she's blessed. She better snatch onto that guy and hold on tight, because they don't make them like him anymore. And but they always make me laugh. And they are both in the Air Force, and I love that it gives me kind of an opportunity to help support men and women in the military. I've always adopted soldiers through a group called adoptaussoldier.org. And I don't know, somehow I found out that Carla was in the Air Force, and I decided that I was adopting her. I would adopt her and Jake both if their mamas would let me. And, but when I want a good laugh, I go to them. And something that I'm looking forward to in 2014. Well, I'm trying to grow my Copic collection, which you all know Copics are expensive, so it takes a while. But I'm getting there, a little at a time, I'm getting there. And I try not, you know, if I go to Michael's, I try to walk out with at least 3 Copics every time, which I don't go very often. Maybe once a month if I'm lucky. So, I mean, it's a slow growing collection, but it's getting there. And so, you know, I want to learn to color better and get more images and more Copics. More image stamps, should I say. More image stamps and more Copics, and be able to color as good as Jen Callie 78. I love her coloring. I could sit and just drool all over my computer, probably get electrocuted or something, because I love how she colors. It inspires me to try harder. to know that, okay, you know, Sherry, this one didn't turn out. Don't get upset. Pitch it in the trash. Stamp another one. Keep going. And so that's what I'm looking forward to in 2014, is to try to be as good at collaring as Jen is. And I think, let's see, I laughed, I cried. She moved me. Sybil, you made me cry on YouTube. You should feel bad. No, I love Sybil. She's a sweet lady. And I will put the link below for her birthday challenge. And you can follow the directions. It tells you everything you need to do and what you need to, you know, tell about or whatever. And I hope I didn't bore you horribly. I know I'm not the most entertaining person in the world. And I'm, you know, but I'm cute. Oh my golly, I think I need to take some more pain medicine. I'm goofy. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up. And definitely go over to Sybil and see her video. And keep an eye out, because I'm sure you will see a lot more videos regarding Sybil's birthday challenge. Thanks for visiting me today, guys, and happy crafting. Bye.